Hello everyone and welcome back to the podcast. So 24, another win for City in the league. 2 wins on the bounce, 4 goals, see the goal against Ipswich, but the main thing is we've got 2 wins in a row. Before we go into it and obviously discuss the topics of the day, how you both doing, you two?
All good, mate. You all right?
Very good, thank you very much.
Good to be back at the Etihad and Oasis are back. Can't complain.
I'll move on from that because someone does not want to talk about that, so we'll move on. But before we get on with the show, we want to do a quick little tribute to a former manager of the club that yesterday, I think, was it today? Yesterday, wasn't it?
It was yesterday.
Yeah. Yesterday, sadly passed away about with cancer. Sven Eriksson, a absolute legend in football, not just City, but more than lovely man himself. Inspired so many different players, obviously like David Beckham, Nesta, many players that I could obviously discuss and put in that bracket. But just a wonderful guy as well, and he didn't deserve the way to go the way he did. Obviously, people with their own families, people that we know, obviously have gone through cancer, have survived it or passed away through it. But it's just a small little tribute to him. The man that was the third City manager to beat City, to beat United, obviously. Twice, was it one season? I think I'm right in saying that.
Yeah, the first Premier League manager to do the double over United for City. So he'll always be remembered as a legend for that.
Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
He
started what
was
we've got now.
Probably the first England manager that we knew as well. And at times he did get England playing some good stuff. He was a really good manager and he's had a really good career. He'll always be remembered.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He started what we've got now. Without him and without Thaksin Shinawatra, without those two, we don't get where we are now. We don't get the titles. We don't get without Sven, there's no Mark Hughes. Without those two, there's no Pellegrini or Mancini. And without those two, there's no Pep. So he started this. He got us playing exciting football, and my dad tweeted before and said it felt like a new era at City, and it genuinely was. And
it really did.
Yeah, it really was.
The first half of his season was incredible football. It
was class, wasn't it? Absolute class. And some of the players were absolutely brilliant as well. We had Alano. Imagine him in his prime now.
Giovanni as well.
Giovanni,
yeah.
Michael Johnson, he brought him in.
Michael Johnson.
Benjani
celebration. Yeah. Look, I said at some point we'll definitely do a discussion about that season.
Yeah.
Us being a lot of people don't actually know about that, especially the younger fans. Obviously, don't are getting into it themselves. Can know a lot more about the club. Obviously.
I suppose what we could do with that is try and collab with some other guys, like some other channels and stuff, and get them on as well, and we'll do like a big kind of mid-season discussion on all that and go back to when we started.
Yeah, not the next one because there's a bit to discuss with that one. We'll do predictions, but the one in October we'll do it. We'll do a proper stream discussing that season because it'd be better to do it. I won't do it then. But big up Sven and obviously this is obviously his family and friends. It's a difficult time and wish them all the best. And yeah, I know personally I would like to lose someone with cancer. YouTube do particularly, but I know why but it's not easy. But the main thing is that his legacy is there. His legacy is there now, but we'll always be. But yeah, so that's Sven as always. But let's get on to the actual City and football. Before that, big up Brian. He is finally gone. Yeah, finally. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? The Joao Cancelo time at the club is it's a weird one because at the start, and we all agree on this, he was a big, player at the start. He was a bit slow to begin with, but he got into his stride. It's unbelievable. Great at creating, a very good creative player. Not the best defensively, but he put a shift in. But that attitude change, I never understood why that happened. I never understood why he did that. And he did. If he just kept his mouth shut and got on with it, he probably would go back into the team again.
Well, if
And
he'd have done that, we probably wouldn't have seen Lewis, would we? So
it's a good point.
That's a point, actually. I think he kicked up
I'd much prefer to have Rico Lewis than João Cancelo. Lewis knows how to defend as well. Cancelo doesn't.
Yeah, a big up. Also, big up. I thank Sarah's obviously great tribute. Of course, without Sven, we wouldn't be where we are right now. So it just is like people need to realize that like you don't get this treble and this unbelievable era without Sven Gunnarsson, without Mark Hughes, without Mancini. You won't get this without the progression of management we've had. So it's only right to properly and give these managers their dues. So yeah, also big up to Ben as well. Now, let's get back onto the game on Saturday. So, 4-1. I wasn't there. I'll be at Brentford. So, that'll be my first league game anyway this season, which should be good. But it was, I was really, really pleased. I mean, don't be wrong. The goal was annoying. I was like, fuck's sake. Like, I'm not going to say something to worry about, but it's not ideal when you have we've seen the Ipswich first goal. But I watched it back, and I'll be honest with you. It's a bit unlucky the way it's gone off Matt Edison and gone in, but we could have dealt with it a lot better, especially with the the way that got.
I think the save from Edison should have been a lot better, and the defender should have been covering the line. I don't think that goal should have been allowed to happen. And if Roger was playing, that goal wouldn't have happened.
No, but I will say this though: we can't be relying on Rodri to bail us out all the time. This team's got to find a way of playing around him. So, as much as obviously we won the game, people got to realise that we've got to discuss these things as well. If we're going to be a better team going forward this season, we've got to discuss the negatives as well. And the negatives are defensively, we still need to obviously get better at certain things. Defensively is definitely one of them because last year we see some stupid goals last year, some really stupid goals that we should have been we were dealing with very, very easily the year before. And it's not the fact that the treble reason for that. That was just down to us being very lacking in those areas. And if we want to get back up there again this year, we've got to be able to be on it and cut out goals like that because it will cost us a game if we're not getting. But on the positives, something really negative I can really sort of say really. We're going to go to Haaland. Let's discuss Rico Lewis because I think this deserves a lot more respect than what he's getting right now. If it wasn't for all the big name players like Mainu and players that are all media and that, Rico would be getting a lot more credit. He's getting Rico Lewis for me. I was actually quite annoyed, right, that he wasn't in the England squad. Because if Mainu's in that squad, where's Rico? Why not in the squad? When Rico's better than Adam Morton. But you don't get that though, don't you? Because people don't like that opinion. I've always said he can play right left back, midfielder. Even in further in the midfield, he needs to sort of get in there. Look, goal scorer, he'll get that. I'm not necessarily worried about that particularly, but I think he's done so much for how nimble he is and how small he is. But he's so good at the basics, so good at sort of driving forward and pressing. I think he needs to give him a lot more respect. I think he's an absolutely class player.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely. I think he's been our best player, arguably, the last two games.
Yeah,
him and Kovacic have been our best players without a doubt. Lewis is really making a name for himself so far. And I can't see Walker getting back into the team if Lewis is playing like this.
He should.
Why should he?
Why should he? I mean, you're right in saying that Kovacic and Rico have been our best players, but you've got I'd say Rico way more than Kovacic because as good as Kovacic was against Chelsea, he did nearly cost us 2 goals. Their offside goal and then that other massive chance that was the point blank save Edison made came from Kovacic losing the ball. So there's swings and roundabouts to that. And also Ipswich's goal stemmed from Kovacic being miles out of position. He was just not covering where he should be. And you could put that down to, you say, Rodri, that goal doesn't happen. Yeah, probably doesn't because there's a second covering person as well as Kovacic and he might not be as good at doing it on his own as he is with another person. But Rico's not put a foot wrong. Kovacic has. There's 3 mistakes for Kovacic. Rico hasn't put one wrong. And they have been our best 2 players in the opening 2 games. There's no doubt about it. But, as I said last week, and I said it at the Community Shield as well, again, every single player who played made any minutes of note. So more than 10 minutes, say, because that's how you kind of get into a game within 10 minutes or so. Made a name for himself and played well. I don't think I can. I've got no complaints to Saturday whatsoever. I mean, I know you said it was boring, Danny, but it probably is when you're not scoring a shit ton of goals in 5 minutes.
No,
but
when I say boring, I mean in the second half, not a lot happened.
Yeah,
the game was over after half an hour, wasn't it? We had a mad 10 minutes after Ipswich scored, where we absolutely battered them.
Yeah.
And that was when the game was won. We didn't have to play anymore after that, did we? We just had to get the job done, preserve energy. Ipswich just wanted to get the score down.
Yeah.
Both teams just stopped playing. That's what I mean when I say boring. The first half wasn't boring. The first half was end-to-end stuff.
But I think that's the sign of a good team, though, isn't it? Get the game
won. It is when you get into the second half and it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Get the game done in the first half, save energy, and then you've got your players fit enough for the next game, and you can worry about.
Because I mean, I sit right behind the goal that Haaland scored the fourth in, so all the action for 90 minutes was at the other end. So all the other goals at the other end. But I'd rather that. I'd rather every goal in the first half. If we score 10 in the first half and we win the game 10-0 and I don't see a single goal in front of me, I couldn't care less. I'd rather the game was won and comfortable than scrambling for a goal and like throwing everything at it. So I was more than happy with Saturday. I'd happily go into every game 3-1 up at half time and just kill the game. Done. That's it. 3 points.
Do you not think Ipswich scoring first made it a better game?
Yeah, probably did.
It rolled us up a little bit. I think the thing is,
it gets the team fired up. It gives us something to play for. It instead of just turning up and getting the job done, it gives a bit more of an exciting feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Big up,
exactly.
Castillo gone. Yeah, that guy's gone. Pelters at squad. Yeah, the thing is, right? I mean, the more I see about that squad not being big enough, right? Look at it. Maybe one more player, but I would say with Cancelo was in the squad.
We haven't had it for 2 years anyway. What? Well, 18 months.
Phillips the same. So what's the difference exactly? Like, I mean, I'm not worried about. So, me personally, one more player, I'm fine. Oh, sorry about that.
Phone's off.
Yeah, I don't know what someone's doing now.
That's his agent ringing him.
Yeah, it is apparently. Agent, imagine
it's
that.
Chelsea.
No, I'm good, thank you. I'm not a 10th choice goalkeeper. I'm fine, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chelsea, have you seen the latest rumour?
What? Sterling
to United, Sancho to Chelsea.
Oh my god.
They're after Tony as well. They just don't care.
I'd feel sick. I'd feel sick if that happened. Because Sterling, right? I love him. I loved him at City, and I didn't want City to get rid of him, but I could see why we did. And I think for him at Chelsea, I really wanted it to work, and it just didn't, did it? It didn't. Imagine he'd have gone to Chelsea and had the season like Palmer had, because he was more than capable of doing that.
He's still capable of it. Sterling is still a good player. He's got the Rashford thing, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He just doesn't.
He's just
for whatever reason.
I don't know. It's Sterling. I think I love him, but if he goes to United, I don't know. I'd feel sick. Really, it'd be awful. But it'd be the first time that we've had a player who has been key to us where we are now that has crossed that divide. It was always the other way around, wasn't it?
Yeah. The number 7 argument, right? The number 7 argument for me. I keep it personally. I wouldn't even bother giving it to anyone right now. I'd save it for someone big, because if I'm giving it to someone, I give it to someone like maybe like Musiala or something like that, because I think can't really be given numbers like that willingly. it's got to be someone like. Look, last time we had a 7 was Sterling. Then it was Cancelo. Everyone was like 7 months.
Or do you give it to Rico?
7 Rico, that wouldn't be.
No.
That wouldn't
I
work.
agree with Luke. Just keep it spare for when we make.
He can play that role though.
Do you
know what? I heard that before. That's why I asked that. I heard that on another thing before. Someone was saying about like positions that could cover and blah blah blah, and then someone said about the number 7 shirt. Should Cancelo go? Who should get it? And the question was, what about Rico? So
well,
that's
Cancelo
why
shouldn't have had it in the first place.
No, he should.
What was he before? 17? No,
27.
27.
27. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, right, with Sterling, right, I'm just saying it right now, he goes to United, that's his legacy done, tarnished at that point. But you can't just go to rivals, man. Like, I know people say that's very petty, but you can't just do that.
Especially when he's played for Liverpool as well. Gone from Liverpool to City and then he ends up at United. It's just... No.
He doesn't care.
Nah.
He
wouldn't be Milner, Palmer, that Trent, Firmino, Bruno, levels for me, but he'd be the next one down.
He just doesn't really care, does he? He doesn't care at all. Legacy. It's
a real weird one with him.
I don't think it gets to the point where it ruins his legacy. I think the last 3 years of his City career ruined his legacy enough.
Yeah,
he still scored. I'll still remember in a really good way because he still scored one of the most memorable goals I've ever had as a City fan. Not necessarily that one against Southampton, because there was a lot at that game that meant a lot to me anyway, and then he scored that, and I just never forgot that moment. And so I could never hate him for that anyway.
One of the best players in the Pep era, without a doubt. But there was a lot that let him down at the same time. He was so good, and then out of nowhere, he just forgot how to play football.
Chris Wood was saying, "Oh no, Chris Wood #7." Ryan, come on, man.
Fucking hell, Ryan.
Chris,
what the hell, man?
What are we doing here exactly? What?
Don't give in to the voices. Keep it in.
May as well have Evan Ferguson.
The thing is, right, the Leon miss to me was embarrassing. People say, "Oh, it was a." When you look back at that miss, it's like, how do you miss that? There's no
which one? Sorry,
Leon one.
Yeah.
There was a few misses like that, but Leon is the standout.
Burnley's
like he can score some brilliant goals, but like when he's got too much time to think, that's when I compare him to Doku. Like,
see, Doku. Yeah, I get what you mean. Because Doku, for me, right, young enough to get better, and I think he has a bit more pace behind him where he can sort of grow more. That's why Doku I'm more patient with. Sterling, for me, with pace was always pace wasn't really like enough to beat a fullback constantly. It was more the fact that he timed it well. Like Sane and Doku and Savio are very similar. I mean, Savio's more Mara, Doku and Sane are more similar. You know what I mean? It's that kind of. Whereas Sane took a while to adjust, but when he got it, it was like he had it on it. So I know it's a weird one. I think for me with Sterling, right, I appreciate what he's done for the club, but it's kind of like is legend in my eyes. No, but it's not agenda.
He's probably on the level of cult hero, if anything.
Yeah. I'd say that's probably where I'd put him.
Some people adore him, some people can't stand him. I'm sort of in the middle of both because I know how good he was, and I also know how fucking annoying he was at times.
I appreciate
what he gave us, but I don't miss him. I wouldn't have him back.
No. I think that's a given. It's like appreciate what he's done because he was that one season was incredible. And if we're giving Yaya Toure a statue because his one season was incredible, then Sterling has to be recognised as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You can stop talking now. Yeah,
I'm
had more than one good season. If we're being completely
Big up, Martin.
honest.
Big up, Martin, bro. Thank you very much.
We ain't discussing this. But but no, I think I loved Sterling at City, and when he left, I was a bit gutted. I wanted him to do well, but you wouldn't have him back now. He's too old now, anyway. It's not like he's young anymore,
like,
is it?
At
He's
one
the
point,
perfect age for United, bro, isn't he?
Raheem
Fit
was on
right
level,
in with it.
on a level pegging with Messi and Ronaldo for goals in 1 year at one point. Like he was literally getting them kind of numbers at one point for goals and assists. So it's not the fact
that's
that
what's annoying about Sterling, because we know what he's capable of. We know how good he was at times. He was so inconsistent. That's what annoys us about Sterling.
I agree.
Yeah,
it was
I
definitely
totally agree with that. Check my temperature. I've just agreed with Daniel Fox. Fucking hell.
It's a rarity these days. It's a rarity. I'll tell you, honestly, it's a real rarity. But no, look. Moving on from Sterling, because we've got off a bit of a tangent here, but I think for me, like, going back to, the game on Saturday, right? The wingers particularly. When I watched Doku and Savio, go on the wingers now, Doku and Savio, right? It very, very is similar to the Sane Sterling kind of style, but it's very unrefined. There's still a lot of work to go. It's not the end product. It's going to take a long time for this to get to work. Like Savio, for me, has been brilliant. Like honestly, he's been brilliant. He's shown how good he is.
I couldn't be happier with Savinho at the moment. He looks so comfortable on the ball. He looks like he's been here for years. He's just settled in straight away.
Yeah,
and he makes dribbling look easy. He finds the blue shirt with every pass. He looks decent.
That would be typical fucking City, wouldn't it?
Ryan, you know, we know it's going to happen. You know it's going to bloody happen. Oh God, man, I'm not ready for that derby, man. We should battle them one way, make it hard for ourselves as we always do. Oh.
I totally agree with you about Savio, though. Going back to that, I think he's looked really bright, hasn't he? I think he's settled in quite nicely. And
I'd never watched him before, but in the last few games he's played, I've been really impressed. And he can only get better.
He's quick as well. He's quick. He can dribble. And this is what I was saying right back a couple of, a month ago. When I said, is it not a little bit exciting that a Brazilian kid is coming to City, and it still gives you that little bit of extra excitement because of the flair that they can bring to it. And I know they haven't had the flair of players like they did 20 years ago, but even so.
Savage is a cool to those days of skillful players. Like, the thing is, to me, we haven't had a player like that since Mahrez. And Mahrez didn't really do much anyway, but that kind of player that you have on the wing is so important because you don't realise how important it is to have someone who can change a game like that. Mahrez, to me, at times was frustrating, but when he was on it, he was hard to stop.
Here's something that I heard, again, in another podcast, but I'm not copying them, promise, if they ever listen. But it was literally, it said that Savinho is like Riyad Mahrez, but without the frustrating aspect of Riyad Mahrez.
I think it's too soon to make that sort of comparison.
It's 4 games. So
it is way too soon. But you can see why that kind of statement is coming. That kind of thing. But he's definitely got a really high ceiling. 100%.
You can definitely see the Mahrez inspiration behind his style of play. Like he's almost a spitting image at times. He's just not a one-trick pony like Mahrez was.
No, he's not.
He's not just trying to cut in on his left and shoot, is he? He's trying to actually achieve something.
Yeah, and it was him, talking of cutting in, it was him and Doku that switched themselves. Pep didn't tell him to do that. I don't know whether you heard Pep say that, because he was asked, did you notice that, Doku, for example, wasn't working against like Cucurella and wasn't working against the Ipswich fullback the other day? And he said, no, they just did it. And I don't know whether you saw it, Danny, but after they had, literally a few seconds later, Pep was like looking like, what? They've done it again. And he genuinely was. He's on the touchline going like, sort of looking, who's trying to find out which of his staff has told them to do it, but he hasn't. at all told them. They've
It's
kind of had
good that
the
they're using their own initiative to swap sides.
exactly the word I was going to say. They've
But-
got the
But
initiative
when
to
you
do
when
it
you watch them,
themselves.
Savinho isn't struggling on both wings, is he? Savinho
No.
can do it on both sides. If Doku's not working on one side, he'll ask to switch to the other because he can't get past the defender. But then when Savinho goes on the side that Doku was, Savinho doesn't struggle, does he?
I think it's I don't know what it is. I think it might be ball control as well is a key part of it. Like Savinho seems to have more. Is he? I don't know if he's a bit any quicker. I don't know if pace is a thing.
I'd say his brain is a bit quicker. He's a bit more intelligent.
He seems to read it a bit better.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of awareness of who's around him already.
I will say though, Martin here is correct though. Like being a Bournemouth and Ipswich is as important as every game for a win. By the way, like there's no like people are like,
Don't matter.
any win's important. So like it's why I'm not at all. I don't care who are playing. It could be culture for like it's still an important game to win. You got to win them. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of say that. But I tell you though, I mean, we got to remember. Right, we're 2 games into the season, so what we're seeing so far is good. We also need to get better and better as well going forward. I think, for me, the midfield is still not set in stone yet. Like, although it's been great, it's not going to be our midfield. It's going to change at some point.
The midfield will change all the time. It always does. It always has.
And it'll change when Rodri's back. It'll change when Foden's fully fit. It'll change with any other injuries. We might even bring another one in. Gundogan's back. You can never predict that midfield.
No. Yeah, spot on. 3 points is 3 points. It doesn't matter. And coming from a Wolves fan, they'd probably snap your hands off.
0 points.
Sorry, I had to throw a dig in there somewhere.
The thing is, though, like, go on.
It's worth pointing out that he said the first 10 games of the season don't matter.
No. Look, this gets taken way out of context, right? Every game matters. There's no debate in that. It doesn't matter whether it's the first minute of the first game or the last minute of the last game. It doesn't matter. What I mean
every game
by that is it in the grand picture, when you're 10 games in, you've won fuck all. What matters is how you do. You could lose the first 10 games of the season and still win the league.
No, you couldn't.
You could.
No, you couldn't.
It'd be highly unlikely to ever happen, but you could do it. You could go a whole season unbeaten and get relegated.
It's a possibility, but it's not going to happen.
But what I mean by it is that the table at that point in the season does not matter. Focus on getting your consistency right for the first.
I wish I could just put a fishing emoji on the screen right now.
No, but what I need to clear this up because quite a lot of people have taken this out of context over the years. Like, it's all well and good having the first 10 games and going all flying out straight out of the traps, win 10, done. We won the first 10 games of the season in Pep's first season. We finished 4th. What good's that? Useless. Utterly useless. And that's forgotten because we finished 4th and won nothing. We didn't win a trophy that season. But we won the opening 10 games. Well, what good's them first 10 wins? They meant nothing. So what I mean is you can have them first 10 games and go all flying, start brilliantly, but you could end up winning nothing. What matters is your consistency over the first 10 games. If you're losing in those 10 games and you're not looking like you're going to turn it round, then you've got an issue. But if you're going out there in those 10 games, you're putting in a bit of fight. And if you come up with a loss in the first 10, it doesn't really make a big difference. How many did we lose in the first 10 last season?
2.
Had we lost 3 had we lost all of them in the first that we lost in the first half of the season? We didn't lose in the second half of the season, did we? There you go. There's my point.
We never lose in the second half of the season, do we?
And that's my point. That's my entire point.
You can't be reliant on what happens after Christmas.
No, you can't. And that's what I mean by finding the consistency early is fine. But I would rather win the last 20 than the first 10. The last 28 than the first 10. Because they are the most important. The last section of that season, when we kick into gear, the last third, and everyone says that's when City really come to life. It's a marathon, not a sprint. 9 times out of 10, those in a marathon that start slowly end up coming towards the beginning, coming towards the front. Those that do the 400 meters, 1,000 meter sprint, they'll start nearer the back. The ones that start nearer the back, they'll use their energy right at the end and end up first, second, third. And that's what City do. So I'm not fussed about the first 10. I just want to see a little bit of a progression, a little bit of performance, get the fitness going. After that, that's when it matters. To me.
Quite a big one there, didn't I?
No, because I wanted to clear that up anyway. Because there's people that watch this and they're like, oh, of course they matter. Well, I'm not saying that. If you let me finish and let me speak it out properly, trying to sort of wind me up, I'll tell you.
Social media, we don't care. They hear one like, and suddenly you're onto them like shouts.
Yeah.
This is why we wish to do this show. I can't do Twitter reaction anymore. I just can't anymore because people will hear something they don't like and act on it without actually hearing the rest of what you're saying. So this is why I do you, because it's like you say what you mean. But I mean, for me, what I saw obviously overall performance, I mean, we'll go on to the attackers obviously as well. I thought that Haaland was great, 3 goals, penalty, great finishes and that. But we don't talk about a lot about the actual players around him. Like I think Savio chasing down that goal for De Bruyne's goal, that kind of pressing. It's so important because I mean, look, Ken was great as well. Got an assist, got a goal, was brilliant as well the whole game himself. And the bear in mind, quick as well, especially with his injuries, he's still got that pace on him to sort of keep going as well, which is really important. So the fact that he can sort of manage his pace is going to be good for us going forward this season. But when you look at like the press we have the forward, if Doku could just get that kind of final pass shot done consistently, while attacking front 3. And even with Bob as well and Jack as well, the variety we've got, it's going to be so good going the rest of the season. It's what people don't realise that particularly as well. We got 4, when Bob's back as well, we have 4 wingers that can do different things.
Yeah.
All 4 have a variety, of abilities. I mean, Karras is taking the piss down the chat.
What?
About one.
Yeah, brilliant. I don't even need to click the comment. Yeah, there you go. I was going to say it's obviously going to be something about that.
Yeah, funny that. Can't be when Chelsea are on.
No, but Martin, yeah, you're absolutely right with that. That was our best start under Pep since the first season. And, we didn't even look great. But we still end up winning the league. And I saw another comment that Kevin's put in there before that Arsenal and Liverpool do it every year. Start brilliantly, they're top by Christmas, and we still win the game we still win the league with games to spare. So
well, look at Arsenal on Saturday against Villa. Like, I'm sorry, right? People cannot gaslight me, but they were terrible. But if Villa put the chances away, they win the game. But
yeah, Watkins missed about 2 or 3 sitters, didn't he?
But they found a way to win.
Yeah,
which is something that we do. I'm not saying they're getting better. I'm just saying that they will find a way in when they're playing shit. Because
haven't they got to play us soon anyway? We're quite early on, aren't we?
Well, I'm going to say about that particularly.
It's after the international break, isn't it?
I need Haaland to press the centre backs. Don't let Saliba and Gabriel dog walk you. But you can't. No, because the amount of time last year that Saliba did that to him, and you have on Twitter saying, twice. We can't do that again. Shut him up. Shut up. Because I tell you, that fan base is gobby. They're what they? The last 2 years, they're still being mouthy. They don't know how to do that at all. How many times do we have to win the league? Like, finally realise I've got to be humble. I don't understand. Honestly. Arrogant fan base. Honestly. I don't care if people get all like surely you would learn, right? And we learn particularly ourselves. When you're a title race, you've got to remain calm and actually get over the line. I don't get why they don't do that.
It's, do you know what? That's the easiest thing we could possibly say. But not one of us sat here now, and not one person in the comments I'm watching that is a City fan remains calm in a fucking title race. Not one of us. I don't know how the players do it. So saying that, I mean, we don't go around saying, "Oh, we've won the league before we've actually won it."
No,
Arsenal fans do, Liverpool fans do, but we don't because we know that we end up shitting ourselves.
I mean, it's good. Well, here, it's true. Like, if I'm being real, right, we look good, but it's still early days. There's still much more to learn, much more to develop with us. Yeah. Arsenal, Wolves, they were average. Villa, average to poor again. Like, yes, they've won both games, but will they stand out? No. Moment magic, and that was it. Villa look a bit hit and miss. Both about certain players. You're the shits. Simple. They just are. Like, I mean, they're just nothing new there, is there? Nothing new there with United. Tottenham, I mean, seriously, anyone really bothered? Well done to beat Everton 4-0, but I mean, it's still early days for them. Like, they've still got to prove themselves. Chelsea 1-6-2.
I think Liverpool are the only one who look like they could threaten us.
Steady
at the moment.
Yeah, steady.
Yeah, Liverpool look right. They kind of play a decent. They kind of look like they play a decent thing of football under Baldy. So
yeah, we all thought that they would suffer once Klopp left, but they don't seem to be playing any differently. Really, they still look quite good.
Yeah, but he's got them playing quite well, actually.
Yeah.
But Ed's point there about it's true. I should forget as well. This is going to be a long season. Our season ends in July. Forget that. The Club World Cup is from June to July. Let's go out early.
Of course, yeah.
We've got a long season. These players are going to be playing for almost 12 months a year. There's no break.
Jesus
There's
Christ.
no break at all.
Yeah, like the break that Haaland got this summer is his biggest break in 7 years. That just
exactly, and he looks better.
Shows you how many games they're playing at the moment.
Who?
Yeah, honestly, Alex Martin.
I don't know how. I don't know. To be fair, yeah, I'm only messing. I don't know how though. I can't. I don't know whether it's kind of like excitement as much as anything.
It's excitement and it's nerves. Like we all enjoy it as much as we hate it.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Yeah. See, for me, right?
No,
for me, with the title, I don't really care until like March. I'm more the fact that I care more about performances on the pitch than actually about where we are in the league. Because look, right now, we're top. I don't really care because it's 2 games in. It means nothing right now until we start seeing more. Let's say about October time, all right, I might have a little look and see where we are. But moment, even if like top 4, all right, we're still top 4, still right in there. I mean, I think until we play against the bigger team, so like for me, Arsenal at home will be for me the real like litmus test because defensively we look okay. I'm not saying we look resolute. I mean, Arsenal obviously had the best defense, which is natural because last year they were the best defense in the league last year. For me, it's all about how are we going to develop when, let's say we do lose a game. Let's say we do. How will we learn from that? Because I mean, everyone's thinking about, when it's going to happen. I'm more about the fact that can we get better, actually sort of learn from a lot. November, like, because that November-December drop we had, when we went on a really bad run, that was like real telling. I was surprised we actually even got a win the league that year. If Arsenal actually did better than they did, we would have got 0 trophies. Well, 0 trophies that year. So I'm not necessarily negative. The fact is, you got to just like look at each game by game rather than planning ahead too much. So right now, I care more about the West Ham game than anything else. West Ham's next. That's the next game. And after that's the break. Because if you start worrying about games in the future, you just get settled. You've got to think about what's in front of you before you think about the. That's why Arsenal fans don't really think about that. They always think about the games coming up. I mean, like the games that are like right now. Like remember, West Ham away is not easy, by the way. That's a hard game. Like, yes, they lost to Villa, but they beat Palace. But they've got a team of players that can do damage to us if we're not careful on the break. Kudos, Qatar, Fulker, they've got players that can do that to us. So it's all about we've got to be careful, obviously, and as a fan base, and I know we will do, not only us three, but more the ones on Twitter who can't stand it if it doesn't go their way. Relax. It's literally August still.
Yeah.
Let's just chill and focus on what's in front of us. But I say, let's go on to Haaland. You know what? We've long enough. Haaland. Let's got Erling Haaland, another hat trick. 7 hat tricks in the Premier League. And he's played 68 games. 68 games. 6 goals.
He's already got as many hat tricks as Rooney did. It's just mad. He's just a goal scoring machine. He's incredible.
I think it's just. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's just freaking stupid, isn't it? It's cheat code. It is literally a cheat code. Because you've got someone who looks as hungry as he did in his first season. Yeah, cheers for putting that one on there. But he's literally, he looks back to what he did in the first season. It looks crazy.
Yeah, he looks fit. He looks healthy. He looks happy. He's sharp again.
Yeah,
he's the ultimate striker, isn't he? Every team's dream.
Yeah, he's relentless.
This is his best start.
To touch the ball all game. He just needs to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah. And people forget this is his best start to the season. 4 goals, 2 games. Like the last 2 years was like 2 goals in 2 games as well now. At most, like
he had
still
2
ridiculous.
In his first 2. He had 2 against West Ham, didn't he? In his debut.
0 against Bournemouth.
And then he didn't score against Bournemouth. Yeah, and then last season.
Burnley
he
away.
scored on the opening day, but he only scored 1.
2 goals with Burnley.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The
Newcastle
1 on it, and he scored 1.
This is his best start. 4 goals in 2 games in the league. 4 like if it wasn't for Madueke getting 3 goals yesterday, it'd be like 2 goals there of someone else. Like it's just you know what I mean? It's one of those like situations where like the guy's getting better. He's 24. He's getting better. Like
the hardest thing to do in football is to put the ball in the back of the net, and he makes it look easy. Now I'm sure I could be wrong here, but I think he's only scored 3 goals from outside the box, and one of them was Saturday.
I think so, yeah. But he should do it more. Like you see at Dortmund, the amount of goals he scored outside the box, the amount of chip. I thought, what's that goal in this game? Like, I know we play a different style of play, but I always said, just go for it. I think Pep wouldn't mind you being a bit more arrogant on the ball because you're good enough to do it. Him and Kev, do it. I don't care because I trust you, but like Kev should have scored an absolute screamer on Saturday.
When it comes to that and Pep being mad about what they do, I always think about what Henry said when he told him to stay on the wing, but instead Henry scored the best goal of his career and Pep bollocked him for it.
Yeah.
You get scared of doing something that Pep doesn't tell you to do, and that's why players can be a bit frustrating.
That one you mentioned then about De Bruyne, that he nearly scored an absolute worldie because he had a shot. Everyone around me when he hit that went, ugh, because from where I was, it looked like it was going over, like way over, and I went, that's in, and it just kind of dipped, bang, crashed off the bar, and everyone behind me was like, "What did you see different?" I was like, "That was that was outrageous. What a strike that was!" It was just the way you saw the ball. It kind of curved up and then just dipped right at the last second. It was an unbelievable strike. It deserved a goal. Easily deserved a goal.
Yeah, it did.
And Rico's come crashing off the bar. That move deserved the goal.
He should have scored that. I think
they were brilliant moves. They would have been.
He put too much power into that shot. He should have just placed it. He should have side-footed it first time.
Yeah.
No matter how he would have finished that, all he had to do, even if he put it in with his, like Haaland did a few years ago. Was it Haaland? Yeah. Even if he puts it in doing like that, it's still one of our goals of the season because the movement before it was fantastic. It was sublime football.
Like, the thing is, Ed makes a good point here, right? It's because people are going about, he still want to go to Madrid and Barcelona. Like, the thing is, right? Why? Why does everyone have to go to Spain? Why? There's no rule in football you must go to Real Madrid for your career or Barcelona. You don't have to go. Like, I think for him, he should stay here, break the record, actually win more of that. If he wins like multiple Champions Leagues of us, Premier Leagues of us, his career at that point is set anyway. Like, the only thing to say his career now is a Norway tournament. That's Norway. That's a whole different point. But I think he'll do it at some point. I think him, Erdogan, and that will do it at some point for Norway. But I think if he does that and does well at tournament, I think that's for God's sake. Cool. Be back in a bit. I think that's died again. But it's true. I think he can do it. In the next 4 or 5 years, he can definitely.
Yeah. Of course he can.
He's 37 goals. Sorry, 33 goals of 100 goals.
It's remarkable. He is literally a machine. It's crazy.
He can do it this year.
Literally a cheat code. I have never seen a goal scorer like it. He is perfect for our system. Absolutely perfect. And everyone can say he doesn't do a lot, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. I can count on one hand the amount of bad games he's had. And two of them were the Community Shield.
And also, one was also, I think, the FA Cup final was bad, but that wasn't really his fault.
But no, that was a collective team show. Yeah, I think
we were there. We were there to watch that. God, that was awful.
And maybe the Champions League final as well. He wasn't great in that, but that's it. So there's 4 games. Everything else, he's either scored or he's at least done something. So he is a machine. He's relentless. Yeah.
I just think mad. The way it's going, I think he could generally break his own record.
He could what?
Well, he's 32 goals now of his own record. And he's already scored more than he had the first 2 years anyway. He could very much break his own record. He gets less of a hat trick against West Ham, which probably could happen. It could happen if he gets the amount of chance he gets. He could, and without any injuries, he could genuinely score 40 goals in the league. I mean, if he does that, right, there's no agenda. Like, you can't agenda at that point anymore. Like, the thing is, if he's playing for United or Liverpool, the PR will be through the roof.
Do you think he'll break our record?
He will. He'll smash Aguero's record. I think he'll stay here because of that. I think he'll come here, 100 goals for us, and say, "Oh, cool." I won't blame
He's
him.
nearly scored 100 goals for us, hasn't he? Hasn't he got like 97 now?
If you want to know actually how many goals he scored, 102.
Is that in like friendlies as well?
Yeah. I'm an idiot. I can't because I don't give a shit. But
no, but so he's not far off. He's not far off 100 in. No.
But yeah, he's not far off at all.
He's just a machine. I don't know how else to describe it.
Messi down their age. Like, he's got more goals than they do. It's crazy.
36 away from 100 goals in 3 seasons. So there you go. He's with that. What more can you say than that? If he scores another 36 goals this season and makes it 40, I mean, that's crazy in itself. He had 60 Premier League goals in fucking 2 seasons.
Just to realise, right, Ronaldo and Messi had no this amount of goals at their age, 24. He could genuinely break Messi's 91 goals in a calendar year if he stays fit. And
what is the record? What was Messi's record?
91.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, I think he's got close once, but I think he needs to go fully fit without any injuries. And if he does do that, right, and he breaks the record,
91 goals in a calendar year, though, that is just ridiculous.
You can do it. You can do it, man. You can do it. I think he's getting better. I mean, also, big up Cobion, by the way. Britain is actually where Haaland's from. It's quite cool. So it's to have a native Norwegian in the chat. My friend, big up to you for actually being in the chat in a way. Feels appreciate it. I just think the thing is, right, I just appreciate greatness, and I've been watching this guy. I think even at Dortmund and Salzburg, I was watching him, right, and I knew straight away. Like I said to my mum, right, and Joe as well. I said I knew he'd be a City player at that Dortmund goal with PSG. City player. I just thought this guy cannot, like. As soon as I heard he's also a City fan, and straight away because I kind of forgot that Alfie was actually a City player. I mean, I obviously knew anyway, but you kind of forget.
Yeah,
of it.
He's always had that connection with City. Always. And
he's the kind of guy, right, where he never goes to another team. To him, always be City. That'll be it. Wherever he does leave, he will leave, I think, in the best way possible. Because he's the kind of guy expect us. Well, look, I don't expect him to ever stay ill for us. He won't. That's me being like negative. Like he want to play for a Barcelona, someone better. Of course he will, or someone like. And you know what? When he does that, I'll back him wherever he goes because he's back now. Hopefully
is he back? He's back as a blank screen.
I'm back.
You're going on about Haaland though, like he's going to sign a new contract anyway, apparently. And if he signs a new contract, he's clearly going to get a bigger pay rise. He's clearly going to get better bonuses. He's clearly going to get a few different things coming in. So that would mean you're talking 300, 400 million pounds worth of transfer fees before you've even considered the wages and everything else. So where people think he's going to go, because even if 115 means we get relegated, he's still contracted to Manchester City. You'd still have to buy out the contract anyway. So he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. No, honestly, I think people but his agents did. Like, the thing is, right, I bet his agent's saying to him, just stay here. Because why would you go to Madrid right now when you've got the Mbappe mess over there? Like, I watched them against Valladolid, right, and they won 3-0. They had too many cooks in the kitchen and not a striker. But the problem is, you already got the best left winger in the world anyway, Via Junior. So much pay for Mbappe. Like, if I see, I'd go in from like Rodrigo or something. I know we've got wingers anyway. But let's just say for something like Jack leaves, Rodrigo to replace Jack. If he does go, I'm not saying he will, but it's kind of like it's an idea if we do think about getting someone in like that because Rodrigo for our team would generally be unbelievable. I'm not saying it's going to happen, by the way, but because obviously you heard the rumours, obviously we're linked with him and he likes us as well. Because I'd say one player also like to skip Madrid is Valverde. He's world class.
Danny, you look very much like your father when you were sat there trying to concentrate then. Like the typical dad look. Do you know what? You were sat there, you were like...
I was trying to figure out how to put the background back on.
I have never seen you look so much like your dad.
See, Jack, I agree. To me, what Aguero did for us was unbelievable. Like, he was injured for so many first cities, and he still got all them goals. Like, obviously, it's a what if because he could have got even more goals. But what he did for us with one injury was honestly ridiculous. And don't be wrong, like, I think Haaland will be an absolute hero. I think it'll be legendary. He will be. He's going to be the amount of goals he's scoring for us right now. But when you look at what Aguero did, it's hard to replace that. Like, not the goals.
You're never going to replace that.
No.
You're never going to
as much as I love Haaland, he'll never replace Aguero.
You can replace the goals.
Even if he does score more goals than Aguero, he's not going to be a better player.
There you go.
Like, here's a fact, mate.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Jesus, mate. Chelsea, right? Honestly, I think won yesterday, man. What? It's not buying players now. It's not buying players. Have you got enough? Like 10 choice goal. Like, yeah. See, Rodri, right? Look, the Ballon d'Or is a whole different point for another show, but I'm feeling it isn't good, Rodri. I have a feeling it's.
He's got to be Rodri, man. He's got to be Rodri.
Madrid PR. Madrid PR. You know, we'll go Madrid player. He will. I'll be negative, but look, right. The one year that Lewandowski should have won it, right? He didn't win it because of COVID. When he should have won it. So they always find a way against to the PR players, and that's why Haaland's trying to do better. PR. Look, Haaland should have won last year, but because Messi won the World Cup, it's fine. Like it's rigged, man. It always is rigged every year. Even if you do win it right, it's just like it's just rigged. I hate it about the Ballon d'Or. Read that, like that. Seriously, a hat trick every fifth Etihad Premier League game. Are you correct?
He's incredible. You can't argue against his goal scoring ability.
I'm annoyed that Pep took him off that night he scored 5. I'm never going to forgive Pep for that because I really wanted a double hat trick. And that bald bastard thought it was a good idea to take him off.
It's honestly.
We scored 7. Was that 7? That was against Vardy, wasn't it?
7-0, yeah. That was the game. I told you, we're back. I told you that game, we're back. Like that was the game I was in, right?
Yeah. I remember that.
I'm going to mention you about that, and then I said we're back because the way we were playing that night, Gundogan. Speaking of Gundogan, we'll also talk about him as well. But I didn't get any kind of contributions. But it was so good to see him back on the pitch, man. For us, how was for you both being there? How was it seeing Gundogan back wearing a City kit again?
Oh, it was so good. Everybody was just buzzing. Even when we saw him warming up, that was enough. Even if he didn't come on, just watching him warm up was enough on the day. And then
I'd had a few too many bites by the time he came on. So
as soon as he made his first pass and touched the ball, and everybody was just up for it and buzzing, and couldn't be happier for him to be back.
Yeah. That's sums it up perfectly. To be fair, he knows very well. Yeah, he knows. He knows we love him. So
his first goal, mate. We get back. Oh, it's gonna be some moment, man.
Sunday, telling you, he scores this weekend.
Look, I think
Kovacic might be injured.
I reckon this weekend there's changes. There has to be because you can't. Pep never makes 2 games in a row the same team. I was like, what? No changes.
Cover's got a knock anyway. So
yeah, we're probably going to see Gundogan. We're probably going to see Grealish, Stone. The England players will probably get a bit of a run.
Yeah, I think you're probably right with that.
And then Rodri's still got a bit of a knock, hasn't he? So he'll probably be out.
When are we? Saturday or Sunday? Week. I don't even know what time we kick off. With a late game.
Late game, yeah.
It's fine. Suits me perfectly.
No,
couple of beers before we start and then crack on.
Joe, what? I'm really gutted as well. Like that Bob's injured. I'm really gutted. Honestly, it was so nice to see him play.
It's such a shame, isn't it?
Watching him and Savinho on the wing together would have been fun.
I saw it, mate. When I told you both, right? Watching Kev running the half front with Bob and Savio, I was like, that's scary. Yes. When that's going full front, like, and don't mind, right? When Kev comes on and has that pace behind him, he's a menace. As you both like, he shits up that defense. He's so unpredictable with the ball at his feet. He just find anyone with kind of pass, and when we've got that team purring, it's one of the best teams to watch the world, or the best team to watch the world. Because honestly, what Madrid are doing right now, right, the football isn't anywhere near the level that we do. But yes, they have the players, but they haven't got the ability, they haven't got the play style to match those players. Like when I watched I like watching Madrid because obviously for me, like I like watching certain players like Rodrigo and Vinicius Junior. That's my kind of like. But when you watch them players play together as a team, their play style that suited them, they'd be up there with us or like level one. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? When we do play them, I know we will play them. We are going to play them. Like people, if you seriously think that Champions League UEFA will not make us play each other at some point, you're an idiot. Like, it is crying out for the Haaland and Mbappe fight. It's going to be the full-on show.
After all this, we're not going to play them.
Exactly, like the 1 year, like they go out.
They get knocked out to some random team who we play in the semi-finals, and everyone's saying it's fucking rigged to Man City. They always get the easy draws.
I'm like, oh, like, don't be wrong, right? To beat them with Haaland and Haaland to smash up like someone like Rudiger, because just Rudiger's an asshole. So I like to sort of see Haaland beat him, something like that. But I just want to see his team right, and I can't wait to see him get better and better with the playing team. I want to see Gundogan in this team at some point. I want to see how Rodri and Gundogan. I want to see how that's going to work. I want to see how.
I think you might get that Saturday.
And we're forgetting.
Rodri's not going to play on Saturday.
Is he not?
No.
No,
I can't see him playing. He's still got enough.
I reckon we'll rest him again.
But we look honestly, all right without you, to be fair. We look fine without him. And even, as I said before, it's all about finding your fitness. Because we've only got this game, and then it's the international break anyway. So it's one of them, innit?
I have to say as well, thank you to, I just think live, thank you for helping us reach 750 subscribers. 750.
Hey!
Thank you very much to everyone for subscribing so far. Not far from 1,000 subscribers, which is obviously our goal at the end of the year. I think we'll do it. I reckon we'll do it this year. 1,000 subscribers, $1,000 on the Twitter account. We're getting there. So I'm not done yet, but I just want to say, like, I thank you to everyone that obviously supported on the comments. Obviously, Jack, Harry, Mark was in there now, Tone was in there around, Luke, everyone who supports us, man. We always appreciate it. So thank you so much, obviously, for all the love so far. You know, come a long way in a few months, and we're enjoying giving you guys more content, and we look forward to seeing where it goes this season. Obviously, more games to cover as well. It's been a long season, so make sure you're liking the video, subscribing to the channel, you know, commenting obviously in the streams and the videos, and also make sure you actually check that notification bell as well. Make sure we're here for the stream videos, because there's a lot coming. I tell you, but just everyone for tuning in so far. But no, I think overall the actual game itself, I'm pleased. 4-1, 2 wins on the bounce. That's what matters. But West the way will be easy. Anyone think it's going to be easy walkover? I think you're lying to yourself, because when we ever gone there, like last year we've won on like 3 or 4-1 or 3-1 the last couple of years, right? But West Ham's not easy to go to. And I think Lopetegui's got a manager that can play a different style of play. Pep, more counter-attacking style of play. The players that West Ham have got at their disposal, it's going to be a hard one to sort of manage, but I think we'll do it. We've got the players and rotation options now where we can mix it up when we need to. Finally, like one more play, I think, in the window, and we're fine. I think that's what we need. I think, yeah, we can get a couple more, but I think what we've got so far. Obviously, you want a big player, but you've got to think about the overall squad rotation as well. You aren't going to get like a massive, major like big player like through a door at this point now. It's all about just get someone who can sort of do a great job that can sort of fill in and also provide a great cover for some player. I think if we get that kind of in, we'll be alright, I think. But for West Ham on Saturday, I just wanted to see a similar performance against Ipswich, but a bit more obviously back at the back, a bit solid at the back, a little bit more progressive as well. I mean, I'm enjoying seeing Diaz and Bardio a bit more together as well after that. And it's good to sort of see it happening. I thought Stones did well on Saturday, obviously when it came on, but again, John's a weird one, John, because his injury woes just it's annoying, because you know how good he is and how on his day he's probably one of the best players that can play a position, but we have no idea when he's going to be next, like how long he'll be fit for, do we? He's so randomly like injured, and that's why
it's exactly the same as it was for Company, isn't it? You never know how long they're going to last.
I think this will be his last season. Stones.
No, I don't think it will be. If we're talking about how many players are possibly leaving next summer, you've got De Bruyne, Walker. Now you're throwing Stones into the mix. You can't have the whole squad leaving. So.
No,
Stones is an odd one though, isn't it? Because I think it's very similar to Jack. They have to have a good season. Otherwise, their future will be questioned. And I think both of them are more than capable of having a brilliant season. And I really want both to have a brilliant season. But the risk with Stones is he is made of glass. One minor thing that would have a normal player get back up, he ain't getting back up. And what use is he to a football club when he's constantly injured? He isn't a use. So I think I see both sides here. I think it's very similar to the Grealish situation. He has to have a good, consistent season. Otherwise, I'm not saying he'll go. I'm not saying he'll stay. But I think you would see his future questioned if. And it's a big if.
I don't agree because we're forgetting Stones isn't even injured right now.
No, he's not injured now. He's not injured now.
For the Euros as well, and he was fit towards the end of the season.
No one is, well, apart from some players, no one is safe this summer. Like, Pep doesn't.
They've got to have a good season. But Stones is that player that can come back in and just absolutely smash it and boss every game because he's world class.
That's the thing, like, when Stones is fit, he walked right into this. He's a first team player. He's number one on the team sheet. He's fully fit.
Yeah, definitely.
The reason he's not playing now is because of the Euro.
Yeah. So when he comes back, let's hope he can stay fit. And if he stays fit, he'll have a good season. There's no question about it. But if he can't stay fit, he can't have a good season. Therefore, you'd have to question it. So it's still if he stays fit.
No, but if a player of his quality is still of that quality and he's still performing when he's fit, why would you get rid of him?
Because he's useless when he's not fit, and he's not fit more than he is fit. I wouldn't get rid of him at all. But what I'm saying is, he's no use to the club if he's constantly injured. You're just giving him wages away and he's not playing.
Yeah, I think about it.
He's not constantly injured. He's on and off.
No,
but he's not constantly.
No,
but he is made of glass.
It sounds really harsh, but
like the company thing you said before, it's very similar to that. How long is he going to be fit for? And if he stays fit all season, there's no doubt in my mind that he'll be one of the best players in the team. Absolutely.
As well, his contract runs out next summer, not 2025, 26. So
he's got 2 years left.
So this is a big. I think if he does really well when he's fit, he'll get a new contract.
Yeah,
but that's what I mean. It sounds really harsh. I know it does, but we've got to think about it. This is also the can't just keep players around for the sake of it because they're done well. With football, it changes.
No, but if we use that argument, we can use it about De Bruyne as well.
Yeah.
You want to get rid of De Bruyne next summer?
Can use it about anyone this season, mate.
You can.
Anyone.
No agenda. I'm not saying you're saying.
I think you can use it about anyone this season because
De Bruyne spent half of last season injured, and then he came back and had the second half of the season he had.
Yeah, so that's what I'm not saying.
It doesn't matter if a player has injury.
I think this season's huge in so many different ways because we don't know if it's going to be Pep's last. And if it is to be, God forbid, Pep's last, then you want these players that we know are key players to step up and be ready for whoever comes in. And players like Stones, De Bruyne, Grealish, Bernardo, Diaz, Edison are more than capable of being ready for when the new manager comes in. Of course they are. But they have to want it. And I'm not saying they don't want it because of course they want it. They want it more than anyone else, I think. But I've always said, what use is a player if he's either constantly suspended or constantly injured? Stones is made of glass, but he is also world class. So if he can stay fit, or as you say, he's not even injured now, but if he can get himself back to his peak where he was, like he was the treble season, the year before the treble season, he's a fantastic footballer. He's brilliant, and he's so versatile as well. I could wax lyrical about Stones all day. I absolutely adore him.
He does get injured often, but it's not like he's Owen Hargreaves, is it? It's not
No. He's still
out
done
for a whole season at a time. You're still getting a good amount of games out of it.
Yeah, honestly, right. To the people as well. I mean, because as some people will also include the link in the description as well before we do the video later on. The TikTok. Karis is the big reason for also behind the scenes for how we're actually sort of put this for content this year. So I want to pick up her because she's been a big supporter of that what we're doing since March, was it? We started doing this February, in February, start of March, start doing this.
February, March, something like that.
Honestly, thank you so much. Obviously, Karis, obviously, listening on there, whatever. But honestly, I appreciate you so much for how much you've done for us because will it be getting as big as it is or as popular as it is each week without people behind the scenes putting the work in? So honestly, thank you so much, obviously, to you.
Executive producer.
Yeah, she's doing a great job so far. Yeah, actually, what before we we'll also discuss the transfer before we wrap it up, obviously. But Nunes to Atletico, I saw this yesterday, and I thought, where's he going to play? Because they've got Gallagher, they've got Picoque, they've got Llorente, they've got who else they got? They got male players. And where if he goes anywhere, why would he go to Atletico Madrid? It's a weird loan to me that ever happens because it's like I get it. It was someone like Sevilla or like a good Spanish team who's in Europe all the season. But if we're gonna let Nunes go right on loan because he can't play, fine. But where is he gonna you can't just put him to any old club. He has to actually have game time. So, yes, I kind of agree, Ryan, that he's the play. Don't wrong. Okay, he used to be a good player. Okay, a couple of years ago, a really talented player. But you have to think as well they just signed Conor Gallagher. So it's a weird one to me. I mean, it's because right now it's what I call silly rumors, stuff flying everywhere. Players going on loan somewhere, and it's like it's not going. Like you got Chelsea guys, Osimhen, and Tony. Like what? Tony, Osimhen, and Jackson. What is happening? It's why I think rumors right now. I'm taking a pinch of salt until I see confirmed here we go on stuff. I'm not believing anything I'm hearing until I see actual transfer news confirmed. So for you with Nunes, until I see proper Jack Gordon report it, it's actually gonna. I know he reported anyway, but I confirmed he's going to that club. I'm just saying. I'm just what it right now, but it's a weird one right now because
I don't think he will, because otherwise we genuinely do not have enough cover. I think it does leave us.
I've made my opinion clear on Nunes, and
it leaves us really short.
On Saturday, Kovacic went off injured, and Nunes wasn't even thought about. And that just shows he's not going to play there. Fan. He's not got a chance of playing first team football for City. He's got more of a chance to play for someone like Atletico.
I wouldn't get rid of him. I'd give him just give him a chance. That's all I've said. I kept banging on about it. And I'd be stupid to change that now. I wish we just let him have a consistent run. Just even now, even the first few games of the season, give him a chance. Because
I will say,
I think it's stupid to not have him there. As I said to you before, he's not going to come on in place of Kovacic anyway, because that's not his position. His position is the Bernardo role, the Foden role up front, just behind the striker. The position he came on in the Community Shield and changed the game. So he's not going to come on ahead of. He's not going to come on in place of Kovacic because otherwise he's playing defensive midfield, and you've got an attacking midfielder playing defensive midfield. And I'm all out for trying players in different positions, but that ain't going to work. So
no, but he instead of a midfielder coming on for a midfielder, he brought Stones on.
Exactly, you're bringing on a defender for a defensive midfielder.
He's not a defensive midfielder.
But you're not going to put Nunes in the defensive role. I've just said that. So if you took Bernardo off, you could see him replacing him with Nunes. But when he took Kovacic off, there was no chance he was going to bring on Nunes. Because
there was not going to bring on Nunes coming on at all. Because Pep doesn't want him to play.
I think he just needs to give him a try, because you can't know how good somebody is just by watching them in training. It's all well and good watching them on a fake pitch.
If you don't perform well in training, it's very, very common. If you don't perform well in training, you're not going to play in the game.
But you're not playing against real teams, are you? You're playing against yourself.
I'm just saying.
It's a very weird situation. You're playing against yourself. Give him a chance out there against the other teams.
Nunes chat is just everybody did at this point, and Jack. It's like, oh guys, come on, man. Like,
but I just think that we need the players. So why are we considering this?
Because look, let's remember, right? Injuries can happen at any given point, and they've got a long season. I'd rather have people here right now.
We could be here for 12 months. Our season may not end until the end of July. Yet we're on about getting rid of players and only potentially having a squad of 24.
Keep it as it is.
No,
One
but
more
he
player
was part
as
of
it
the squad
is.
last season, and he barely even had a chance last season. And we had the same number of players in the squad last season.
But we always say the first season is never your best under Pep, is it?
No, but look at Doku. Even Doku got the game time last season, and we're saying give him
a lot younger, though, isn't he?
Nunes barely even got a sniff in his first season. He broke his finger, and that affected his ability to play football, apparently.
But I think Doku had to play, didn't he? There was no other option. There was nobody else. I mean, Grealish was injured.
No, but then that's on Nunes to say, oh, I can play this position, I can play this position. And you're saying he's only limited to one?
He's not limited to one, but he's not going to play on the wing or defensive midfield, is he?
Well, why
That's
not?
like putting me in defensive midfield.
Say, I can play this position if you need me to. He should be saying, this is what I'm capable of. This is where I can play. I'll play here as well. It's up to him. And obviously Pep's not seeing enough to play him.
I just don't think getting rid of players is the right thing to do. I think we need to stick with what we've got, because we've got a fantastic squad that get on with one another. The chemistry is there. The players are there. The quality is there. And just stick to it. Don't loan players out. Stop getting rid of players.
I agree.
Because we're not short at the moment. No. But the shit has gone. Keep what we've got. Stick with it. Because everyone will get their chance. It's going to be a long season. As I said to you, we could play over... If we get to every final, we'll play over 70 games this season. Not every player is going to play 70 games. You're going to need the entire squad. That's just the way football is. And for me, I don't think getting rid of players is the right way to go. And I'd say that if it was anyone. Cancelo, we've been without for 18 months anyway. Phillips, we've been without for however long anyway. So they kind of don't count.
This is the thing. Cancelo and Phillips have left, but we're not worrying about replacing them. But now we're talking about Nunes leaving, and it's the end of the world, and we need everybody in the squad.
But no, if we let Nunes go, then we are going to have to replace somewhere, because we've let Alvarez go as well. So,
but you can't
let Alvarez go and an attacking midfielder.
We just brought Gundogan in, so there's even less of a place for Nunes in the squad. And if you keep Nunes, that just reduces the chances of McAtee having a chance. And we're not getting rid of McAtee.
We've said this before. McAtee won't make it at City.
And
Nunes is above McAtee. McAtee should have gone years ago.
There's too many midfield options, and Nunes isn't going to be even thought about.
Look,
I'll never agree with that. I think everyone will get a chance. And I just think that it just baffles me that people can't see that other squad players get their chance, and when they do, they take it. He is the reason we won the Community Shield. If he doesn't come on, we don't win that game.
We all know your opinion on Cole Palmer. If we don't have Cole Palmer, we don't win the Super Cup.
Good point.
It is a good point. That is a good point, but we let Cole Palmer go for 50 million. You're talking about letting Nunes go for nothing on loan for a season.
Because he's not worth anything. Nobody wants to pay that much for Nunes.
Nobody is a winner in that situation. Nobody.
Nunes, you're not even going to get 30 million for Nunes. That's why he's going out on loan.
Then he doesn't go anywhere. Because the club aren't going to let him go.
He's just on the same level as Phillips and Cancelo, because you're not going to get that money for him.
But then we don't let him go. He stays with us for a few more years, and he
keep sending him out on loan because he's not going to play. And then
but then what if he goes to Atletico and has a really good season?
Then Atletico can buy him. He's not going to play.
But if he goes to Atletico and has a really good season, we'll bring him back. Because he would have proved what he can do.
If Atletico don't want to buy him, then someone else will probably want to.
But then Atletico would have to stamp up 50-odd million, which they can't do.
Nunes isn't a 50 million player.
He is, because we spent 50 million on him.
And it was overpriced.
Same as Grealish.
See what I mean? You just bring him up for no reason.
No, you're on about an overpriced player. You're saying he's not a £50 million player, right? Fine. Is Grealish a £100 million player?
Look at Luke, he's had enough.
No. Is he a £100 million player? No.
But that's
did we value him at 100 million?
That was his
Exactly. So that's what we valued Nunes at.
Right, everyone. I'm just while I'm chatting away. This is the entire bloody WhatsApp. By the way, it's a WhatsApp. By the way, this is the WhatsApp. This is all. So I'm just pause it now, so I can a bit of quiet, bit of silence, and then open it again. There you go. All right.
I could talk about this all day, mate, because I know what qualities that guy has, and I know that the squad has quality, and I'm not going to sit there and slag the squad off.
One day I sit right at a timer with you two, said, right, go on, you two, discuss. I guarantee you, you're still talking about it the day later. Honestly,
we could call it egg timer, like 5 minutes, where me and him just go at it.
Do you know what? It was that thing. It's like all day through. Like you're still talking about Nunes and Grealish the day later. It's a lot.
The thing is, for me, I can't say that I want a player to do well because he's instantly not good enough.
No, that's fine. But I had to. My head was like, I'm getting. You should talk to these guys, please. Like, I just can't move it on, lads. Come on. This podcast. What it's all about, just having a little chat, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, Ryan Hughes is here. I think he will, but I think for me with Gundogan, I think he'll be here for 2 years anyway. I think he'll be here 2 years rather than 1 year.
He's got to make 20 appearances, hasn't
he? Yeah, he will make 20 appearances, but
he's already made one.
Yeah, let's move on because my brain is about to die of just boredom. It's not easy, but when you also have like, yeah, do you know what? Jesus Christ! You two can have your chats right about it. I have my opinion on it. I'm just like, look, to me personally, I'll keep players in the squad rather than let them go anyway.
Just keep them because the quality's there. The quality is there. It doesn't matter who you are. You're in that squad for a reason.
Being injuries to players as well, it's long for us as well.
To say that he's like Phillips is ridiculous because he's not. Phillips didn't get on with the rest of the team. You can see from the pictures and the training that Nunes is absolutely loved by the rest of them. So even if it ends up like a Scott Carson situation that he's just literally kept for morale, he wanted to sign for us. So all I'm saying is...
Are we still on about Nunes?
No, we're on about the whole squad. But you're part of the squad for a reason.
15 minutes.
You're part of the squad for a reason. So let's just see what happens. If he goes, he goes. What can I say? Nothing. But that's the same with anyone, the minute. It doesn't matter. Same with Alvarez. Same with Mahrez 2 years ago. A year ago. You know?
Neither of those two are comparable to Nunes.
No, I'm just saying it doesn't matter who you are. You could still leave. Doesn't matter who you are. You could still stay. The whole squad is there for a reason.
Right.
And everyone has quality. Everyone is... This is one of the best squads we've ever had. Simple. I said
it is.
I put it on Twitter the other day. It is genuinely, it's up there. I said the treble winning season is the best squad we've ever had. But I think this is on par with it, easily. Mahrez versus Cancelo. Jesus Christ.
Mahrez will kill him. Don't worry, bro. I will mod you after the stream mode. I can't do it on stream mode, but I can do it later on. I'm sure we'll mod you later on. But thanks for your offer. Much appreciated, mate. Right, before we end the stream, let's do a prediction for Saturday. So, Saturday's game, West Ham away. Score predictions. Go on, you both.
I don't really know, to be honest. I think we'll do them. I think we'll win. 3-0.
3-0.
3-1.
I think 3-1. I think it'll be a close one, but I think quality in the end is too much for them. I think their backline isn't the best. Like it's not the best backline that I've seen, so I can't say it's going to do much. I mean, you never know in football, right? But I just think we've got a lot of quality in our team anyway. I think it'll be enough no matter who we play. So that's where I'm at anyway. But yeah, I think you know what? I think hold on. Well, Chelsea we did, so you know what I mean. It's not, it's not fully. But yeah, right. You know what? An hour and a half almost. That's I think enough of us three talking that camera for that long. But to everyone tuning in over this stream, obviously comments and that, we appreciate all support, lads. Honestly, 70 subscribers, obviously another milestone reached the channel was unbelievable. And I appreciate the support that you guys have given us over these last few months, and look forward to a big season ahead of us. A lot of content to come, a lot of streams to come. And we look forward to seeing what obviously this week. Obviously, with transfers, obviously, but at least after Friday we'll be done. So then we'll transfers to discuss. We'll about after that, and then next week we'll do our predictions for the season. Finally, I'm waiting patiently for
next week, so that's down to you two. You can have it without me.
We'll decide the season next week, and we'll be quite.
I'll write mine down. I'll send it you, and you can debate how I'm wrong.
Well,
we do that anyway.
Well, yeah, that'll be a good one. I'm not restaurant. So three of us here, so I'll see who's around. I'll be good to have three of us discuss that. But yeah, should be good. Big up to everyone for commenting, chatting away, liking the videos, obviously, and the streams today. Appreciate you all for all support on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. Appreciate it all. And thank you to you two, obviously, as well. Obviously, you two, obviously, right now on the call with me. Honestly, without you two, this channel would be the way it is right now. So, yeah, much you two can chat a lot about Nunes and Grealish and forever, and I get like my phone buzzing every. One day.
But shall we start talking about Oasis now?
Oh, yeah, right. So
definitely,
everyone, big up everyone for tuning in today. Cheers for all support, and we'll see you guys. I think tomorrow we'll do it with Harry. But so obviously this show. See you next week. Take care, everyone.
Good night, guys.
Thank you. See you next week.